This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms and opportunities for businesswomen to be seen and heard. This platform is for the women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. Come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration, and monthly masterclasses for you to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. These are the platforms to hear and share the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome to the Shine You Crazy Daisy podcast. And today I'm thrilled and excited to introduce you to Mandy Dineley from My Beautiful Pen. Mandy, thank you so much for writing a chapter for Shine You Crazy Daisy Volume 4 and for doing this podcast interview. Please tell us about your business.
Thank you, Trudy. I'm so pleased to be a part of it. Okay, so I'm Mandy from My Beautiful Pen, and I'm a creative writer. Mostly I write for weddings and all special occasions.
Brilliant. And I've seen you do that, and it is amazing to watch your creative process and what happens. But you talk about in the chapter that this actually started after a tragedy and you were compartmentalizing the feelings. How did you go about doing that, and how did it help?
Well, it was a really, really difficult time. And obviously, if you read that my chapter, my contribution, you'll understand. But I had to compartmentalize everything because otherwise I couldn't have spent time with my family, being a mum, being a wife. And so everything that I did, I tried to live in that very moment and not think about the fact that, something awful had happened. So I just lived moment by moment, minute by minute, second by second. And I thought nothing will change what has happened. So let's just live in this moment and be very present because, the future was with my husband and my children. They were young and I wanted them to still have, a lovely holiday. If that
So
makes
when you
sense.
talk about compartmentalizing the feelings, in your writing that down, did you literally write down your feelings for the grief that you were going through, the feelings for your family at the time? Did you split it out that way?
It's really strange. I wrote down every text that I was sent because I thought, and in those days, it wasn't that long ago, but in those days, the phones were very old fashioned and you couldn't save the data, not in the way that we save it now. So I wrote down every text because it made me appreciate everything everyone said even more. But of course, if there were troublesome texts, you've got to be careful because some of them, it was a little bit traumatic, I have to say, which is an understatement. But some of the texts from some people, not family, were a little bit harsh to read. But I wrote it all down, and even that with the harsher texts, I wrote it down and it kind of got it off my chest and out of my aching heart and onto paper. And I have a plan for all of that I've written down, but I didn't at the time. It was just a way for me to get through. And I remember one particular time we were outside a restaurant, obviously lots of al fresco dining, and it was in Puerto Palenza. The children were on the beach and we could see them. It was, you're that close. That's what's so lovely about that area. And I remember this guy playing the guitar and he started to sing. He was beautiful. And I had my sunglasses on and I just cried. Obviously, I cried my way through the holiday and I just cried and cried and cried. But I wrote, even after that song, I wrote something about that moment. And I think it was a way of capturing these feelings that you don't want to feel, but we're human, so we feel them. And it was important for me to pay tribute to the way I felt, really.
That's amazing. It's beautiful to hear. You say that writing is healing. How is it?
Oh, in so many ways. It's hard to say in such a short space of time, but I think, as I said before, when you write something down, there's a sense of release. There's a sense of release. And if it's something good, then there's a sense of belief. And then the more you write it down, the more you're confirming that it's true, it's how you should feel. And if you're feeling unhappy, those feelings are better out of you. They'll always stay with you, but you've got to learn to deal with them. But when you put them onto paper, it can be, you can create something quite beautiful. I've written so many poems through the sadness of myself and other people, and it resonates with people because we're all human. We've all been through so much.
Mm.
And healing, writing definitely has a way to heal, for sure.
I think it gives you an opportunity as well to see things from a different perspective. My dad always used to say to me when I was a little kid, write it down. If you're feeling something, write it down. And then as I got older, he got older, then we would write each other letters if we were angry about something. And it wasn't about the response, it was about putting it on paper. And as much as I know that that's true, I don't think that we do it enough in getting feelings out onto paper. And it's journaling. People talk about journaling and how important that is. It's really fascinating when you can see your perspective on paper compared to typing it, even very different.
Yeah, your dad was obviously a very wise man, and yeah, I agree. I think journaling is cathartic.
Mm.
It's a way to take it off you,
Mm.
put it onto something else. And even though you're not putting it away forever, you can try and put it away forever if you really need to do that. But you're putting it away for a moment. And so you're putting it onto paper, you're closing the book, or you're creating something that will grow into something even more, wonderful, I guess.
From that feeling of grief and then starting the business, from the feedback that you got and the fact that you loved writing so much, do you love your business now?
Yes, I do, Trudy. Yeah, I love it more now than ever before. And I have to say, during lockdown, in the early stages, on the 12th of March, I'll never forget, I had a full diary. By the end of that day, my diary may as well have been empty,
Wow.
because a singer-songwriter, poet, writer for weddings, all of that had gone. The work was no more.
Mm.
And so I had to start again. And I think that feeling of losing it, made me realize even more just how much I love what I'm doing. And I just love it. I love helping people, and I love helping people say what they want to say but don't know how.
Where's your support system in all of that? Because you support other people all the time and you manage to get these beautiful words out of them so that you can share them. Where's your support system?
Well, for sure, it's my husband, my children, my friends. Not all friends get what you're doing, and I understand that, but that's quite hard as a solo business, that your friends don't get it. But we have to learn to live with that. But support groups like yourselves, like the Daisy Chain group, the Hampshire Women's Business. Always get it the wrong way round, which I've been a part of for years now. And there's so many women that champion each other and just give each other so much support, knowledge, education. And as a business owner, we can't do it all, and so we need to reach out to people we trust. And I think one of the greatest support areas for me is definitely with groups like that. Without these groups, I think a lot of businesses just wouldn't carry on, wouldn't survive, would crash quite early. So I think they're absolutely vital.
Yeah, well, I think it is realizing that we all need support systems, whatever we're doing. We can't do it alone. What's one lesson that you've learned you would want every entrepreneur to know?
Oh gosh, one lesson is, well, everyone says believe in yourself, and that's all very well. That's fantastic. Of course, we have to do that. But I think the one lesson for me that sticks out, maybe because I'm not a money girl, I'm a creative, is be careful where you spend your money, because you can easily, chuck your money out everywhere and say, I need that, I need that, I need that. But just be careful, listen to the noise out there,
Mm.
and don't just put your money, into something too quickly. Just be careful, because before you know it, you may run out of money, and then you're stuck for a while. So just be careful.
No, that's really good advice. What's your favorite piece of business software?
Well, it's I do like Canva, but it's Microsoft Word, because without it, where would my words go? I am a pen and paper girl for sure, but all of my work is on Word, and I just couldn't work without it.
Yeah. And it's such a fundamental that we forget to mention, oh, by the way, this is the piece of software that I use all the time. I've probably got 15 Word documents open now, and you just don't realize that that's all because of Microsoft. That's really good. Mandy, what an absolute pleasure. And I really hope that everybody gets to read your chapter, because it is life affirming in the way that you write about it, which is perfect. Thank you so much for being a part of the book and the podcast.
Thanks, Trudy. It's fantastic. I can't wait. I can't wait to get the book in my hands. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please like the video and click the subscribe button for this channel for more inspiration. If you're a businesswoman looking for that community that will support you and lift you up, come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration and monthly masterclasses to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. And for even more inspiration, please go to the link under the video and get your copy of the Shine On You Crazy Daisy series of books with inspirational and motivating stories from businesswomen around the world.